Hello and welcome to my channel. My name's Philip, I'm pushing 40, I'm Polish and I moved to Sweden where I've been living for the past 10 years. So on this channel I will be sharing my experience and knowledge of what it's like, what you should think about and so on of when you want to move abroad, but also I will talk about my experience in Sweden, what it's like, what it has been like living here and making my life here. Also, I talk on this channel in general terms about personal development and minimalism, two topics that are very close to my heart. In today's video, I will actually focus on moving abroad. Specifically, I would like to convince you to consider moving to a small town. So in this video, I will try to delineate 5 reasons why choosing a small town to settle down, at least at the very beginning, might be a smart choice. So, and just so you know, I sort of shoot my videos and publish them after the first take. And I also glance at on my notes from time to time. This is how I sort of do things. Hopefully that approach doesn't annoy you. If it does, please leave a comment below. Right, and also if you consider moving abroad, in my first video of this series, I sort of give some tips on how you can find your why, right? Sort of why are you really moving, to see whether it's strong enough and so on. So I give some sort of pieces of advice on that topic. I think it was my last video, if I remember correctly. Right, let's jump right into this one. So you're moving abroad, or actually want to move, and again, why not move to a smaller town? The first reason why it might be a good idea is that settling down for a small town is actually cheaper when it comes to cost of living, you know, because housing is cheaper and food can be cheaper. Transport, if you need it at all, you know, sometimes it's enough to have a bicycle then. So definitely consider a small town. If I might give as an example, Sweden, a house can cost around 300,000 to 500,000 crowns, Swedish crowns, in a small town, whereas in the main city, it's beyond affordable, right? It can cost north of 10 million crowns a house, so it's a huge difference. Like it's no brainer if you move to Sweden and you want to buy, if you're looking to buy or rent even. I would always advise doing moving to a small town to begin with, right? The second reason why moving to a small town might be a good idea is that small towns can actually suffer from shortage of labor. I mean, you have to do your research, but very often young people are moving to bigger towns, leaving small towns quite vulnerable when it comes to certain professions like teachers or nurses and more. So I would definitely consider finding a job before even coming to your target country, and start researching smaller towns. I myself actually found my second job, but I considered like my first sort of long-term job in a small town outside the town that I'm where I'm currently living. So it's even smaller, the first job, and it was great experience. So definitely, yeah, this is a reason, a very important reason, right? Because job hunt can be daunting, you know. So why not start from checking the demand for your skills in a smaller town? Reason number 3 why it might be a good idea to move to a small town to begin with is right, I have to glance at my notes, sorry. It's a lovely life quality. What I mean by that, again, it's a bit of personal preference, but you can really experience the sense of community if you move to a small town or a big village, so to speak. So you can sort of experience that everybody helps each other and supports each other, and you really feel this sense of community, which can really raise the quality of your life. Again, depending if you're into this sort of thing, and of course it depends on the country. In Sweden, yeah, it can take a bit of time at the very beginning, but then later on, when people have gotten to know you, they're very helpful, and it's grand. But I can assume that moving, for example, to, I don't know, Asian country, people may be a bit less welcoming again at the very beginning, but the sense of community is there, obviously. And it's basically absent when it comes to big cities. Right. Reason number 4 why it might be a good idea to move to a small town when you're moving abroad is once you've gained invaluable work experience and learned more about the culture, and practice the language a lot, then you can decide whether you want to move to a bigger city, and the chances of you landing a job in a big city might have doubled or quadrupled and so on. Well, obviously they have improved because now you speak the language and you know the culture and what to expect, perhaps, or how to behave while both looking for a job and also doing some interviews. So again, your chances of landing a job greatly improved because of your experience in a smaller town. So this is, again, a great starting point. Reason number 5 why it might be a good idea to move to a small town when moving abroad to begin with is that smaller towns and big villages are normally very close to nature. Again, it depends if you're into this sort of thing, but to be quite honest, we are humans, so even if you're not used to spending time facing nature, you know, going for walks in a forest or a jog or bicycling, we are cut out for being surrounded by trees. This is simply in our nature. And it might be very healthy to spend some time close to nature. And again, there's almost no excuses because, you know, small towns may not offer as much excitement as big cities, you know, when it comes to clubbing or huge shopping centers and so on. Which is, again, by the way, it can be a pro because then you're less likely to spend money on everyday basis, shopping, clubbing, going to restaurants, bars, and so on. Whereas living in big city, you sort of, this is how you may end up spending a lot of your leisure, your time, your spare time. So, but again, there's a danger to that because obviously we live in an era where online shopping it's not so difficult to accomplish, right? So you might end up buying things over the internet instead. But again, there are no, you know, restaurants and clubs and so on. This sort of cost disappears, hopefully. Right, those are those 5 reasons that I consider quite convincing when it comes to starting a new life in the target country in a small town. I myself love it, you know. I worked in a very small town. I have been living now in a quite small town, maybe reaching middle-sized, but again, no way as expensive as those huge cities. There are no massive shopping centers here or very expensive restaurants or clubs and so on. So I live very close to nature, so I sort of experience most of those things that I mentioned on an everyday basis. Right, that's it for today. Please, if you like the video, do like it here on YouTube, and comment if you feel like connecting with me. This is sort of one of my hopes, high hopes for this channel, to build a community of like-minded people, and hopefully also nudge people into the right direction through my experience and whatever I'm talking about, hopefully. And again, and even consider subscribing if you think that this sort of videos might be to your liking. I do try to publish every week, right? So again, thank you so much for your precious time, and I hope I'll talk to you soon. Bye.